Where am I? Is anyone here? Help! Help! I found something.
Hey man, come on, I'm trying to sleep here.
Oh, I'm sorry. Play me? What is this? Lunchtime.
Hola Jose, ¿cómo estás?
Hola.
I want to play a game.
Oh no.
A game like Thermo, where everything fits. It's beautiful, not like 1050. You're probably wondering why you are here and how you are here. Like in lecture, I can't answer all your questions in the time allotted. You're going to have to sit in a chair, put you in a thinking cap,
Oh my
do the 2
thinking
pages of
cap, I
algebra.
left it home.
But the questions are good. Keep asking questions. Maybe you have guessed your locations. You know this building well. How's your building? If your building don't have a solid first floor, it will collapse. As for why you are here, well, I said, I want to play a game. On the board behind you is such a game.
Oh no.
You have 2 hours to come up with a solution before the doors seal forever. The same time you could have spent with me in every week in office hours. One guy game, one guy. Can you massage your way out of this predicament? Or will this be the building for the rest of your life? No, this is powerful, exciting, illuminating. I'm doing this to you because I know you can take it. Maybe you will be immortalized with a constant, like the great sportsman. But now it is up to you, Jose. How many integrations will you do to yourself to save yourself?
Hey, Wo, did you hear that? Hey, Wo. Hey, Wo,
What?
you gotta help me. I don't want to stay here forever. Come on.
What?
These man, 15 constants. Gotta help me.
15 No, man.
No, don't save me. Don't tell me that anymore. No, no, you. Oh no. What am I going to do? No.
See, I told you guys Saw was the greatest idea for a holiday skit. It's got suspense, it's got honesty, a little bit of comedy, and it'll be pitch black by 4 o'clock when we get here.
So, where should we have the victim's chain for the Saw skit?
How about Blackstein's office?
No one goes to his office as anyway, man. Let's just do it at the cave.
So how are we going to tie all these ideas together? Because we have a lot of good ideas, but we don't have a theme.
How about movie themes? Oh, by the way, have you guys finished watching The Lord of the Rings?
Okay, no. All right. Stop the film. Okay.
What's wrong?
Well, I mean that is just rubbish, isn't it? I mean, how on Middle Earth would those orcs have understood what that meant, right?
You mean fire?
Yeah, exactly. Right? Because people only started saying fire when they invented muskets, right? Because you got fire that ignites the gunpowder. I mean, those orcs would not have the foggiest idea what that meant.
Okay, can we just get on with the movie?
Well, fine. Okay, but that is rubbish. That. Okay, no. Stop. Okay, I can't do it. I'm sorry. I mean, doesn't anybody research their films anymore? Right? I mean, you shoot arrows, you fire muskets, right? If you said fire to that group of orcs, they would panic, right? It would be like, in Dad's army, don't panic, Mr. Annering, don't panic. Well, okay. Well, I mean, you know what I mean, right? I mean, right? Okay, so you've got, oh God. I mean, you've got fire, okay, and then you've got arrows, right? And those, there's nothing to do with those. And you've got a gun here, right? Okay, so you've got right, yeah. Okay, no, I mean, you guys weren't in the middle of anything. Well, you don't mind if I just kind of keep going on for another, about 5 minutes. Okay, yeah, I'm just gonna do it. Okay, so fire, it goes to this one here, right? Right. There's nothing to do with fire with an arrow, right? Well, why would you even say that, right? That doesn't even make any sense. Well, okay. Well, all right. I mean, I just love this movie.
Speaking of movie concept, you know who Professor Dean reminds me of?
Is it Liam Neeson from Taken?
Oh my God, they got Paul. Bill, they took him. They took him. I'm scared.
Where are you?
In 66.
Go to the palace. Head under the desk. Tell me when you're there.
Okay, I'm here.
Now the next part is very important. They're going to take you. Stay focused, Martin. This is key. You'll have 5, maybe 10 seconds. Very important seconds. Leave the phone on the floor. Concentrate. Yell everything you know about transport. Streaming potentials, boundary layers, Laplace's equation. They're there. I can hear them. Concentrate.
Okay. I think they're gone.
Regular perturbation cannot be used in the case where the small parameters on the highest order derivative. Manchester-Tonal expansions must be used to combine the inner and outer solution to the boundary layer. By inspection, the solution of the problem force given to heat transfer involved looking fluid hypergeometric functions.
I don't know who you are. I don't know what you want. If you're looking for ransom, I can tell you I don't have any grants. But what I do have are a very particular set of skills. Skills I've acquired over a very long career. Skills that make me a nightmare for people like you. If you let Martin go now, that'll be the end of it. I will not look for you. I will not pursue you. But if you don't, I will be on you faster than you can say Dom Kohler number. I'll end your academic career so quickly that it won't even have time to reach steady state. Your hopes and dreams will halt more abruptly than creeping flow at a stagnation point. You think your life is following its nice smooth trajectory? Well, I can assure you that when I'm through, it will have a non-zero vorticity. You think you know transport? I wrote the book on transport.
I mean, that's a good idea, but I don't know if we should have Professor Dean be the good guy. I mean, when I get my transport test, I think of him more as the bad guy in the movie.
As part of MIT Technologies, your boss asks you for your opinion on the following situation. It is known that there is steady flow around a rising bubble in a jar of molasses. The following information may be helpful. Okay. Reynolds number much less than 1. Okay, this looks familiar. Stokes flow, okay. With the above in mind, perform a scaling analysis to solve the Middle East crisis? That makes no sense. Okay, don't panic. Okay, what did Dean say in class?
Now, just because the right side of the equation is Stokes flow does not mean Navier was responsible for the left side.
Okay, that didn't help me at all. Okay, question two. Let's move on. Okay. Question 2. It has been proposed to combine 2 streams using the following nozzle mechanism. Okay, flow rates and pressures. No nozzle throat diffuser, okay. Using a control volume around the solar system. Determine the mass of the sun?
This is a preview of the psychological baggage you guys will carry with you. Only draw control volumes that look like potatoes.
Okay, that's absolutely useless. Okay, Part B. Use the scaling analysis to prove that God exists within a constant of order 1. What does this guy expect of us? This is crazy. Okay, there has to be something that Dean said about scaling that would be useful for this problem.
It's quite simple, actually. To solve any problem, you just use the conservation equation 2.6-13 on page 47 in combination with the spherical coordinate vector identities in Appendix A, page 456, paragraph 3, line 2.
Okay, that's absolutely useless. I am going to fail out of grad school.
5 minutes left. I was wondering what would break first, your spirit or your body?
Remember we used to think Professor Dean taught best? And then Professor Bazant took over.
All right, so good afternoon, class. Like many of you, I was very intrigued by the problem of unidirectional flow through an equilateral triangle. So actually, in the back of Professor Dean's last lecture, I wrote up a paper and submitted to PRL. So today we're going to examine laminar flow and convective boundary layers. So before we start, one second here. It's crushing this chop today. I've been drinking too much coffee. But first, we're going to start with the dimensionless Navier-Stokes equation. Okay, so now we get to actually, we're rescaling this. So remember, we had x, but we also added a tilde, and we rescaled to the inner, so there was a hat. Also, don't forget the dot and the stick figure. Now, Professor D in his book likes to use the Batman symbol, but I prefer to use the smiley face here, because it's a little easier to draw. So now we're going to move on here. So this is what we get when we rescale the coordinates. Yes, question.
Why are there hats on the inner variables?
Yes, you are correct. Those should actually be smiley faces. Sorry. This should also be a smiley face. Sorry. Smiley faces. Okay, so it appears we have about 10 minutes left, so let's take a 5-minute break, and then we'll solve a completely different problem after the break. So Professor Dean just kindly reminded me that this should actually be an x tilde. All right, so now we're going to move on to one of my favorite hobbies, conformal mappings. And so we set this constant equal to 3, and since we've all memorized the solution, we can just solve it by inspection. One more thing before you guys go, I just want to plug, if this excited you, I hope to see you all on 10-6-2-6. All right, have a good day, everyone.
At least transports in the afternoon, but for numerical, I'm always asleep.
That's a good point. I mean, I think we're all pretty out of it that early in the morning. I mean, what does Professor Brox even talk about?
Maybe you brought up some books this morning in class.
Hello, and welcome back to the Richard Bratz Book Club. I'm your host, Richard Bratz. As always, today's episode is sponsored by Purple Mike's Hard Lemonade, the only alcoholic beverage endorsed by Richard D. Bratz, PhD. Today I'll start by reviewing Sir Isaac Newton's Principia Mathematica, in which he famously introduced calculus and the laws of motion. You probably first read this book when you were in the 5th or 6th grade, depending on how good your teacher was. It's a decent textbook, but I found several errors throughout. For instance, typos on pages 168, 195, the list goes on. Next up is Ulysses by James Joyce, widely regarded as one of the finest novels in modern times. You all probably read this while you were 5 or 6 months old. To make a long story short, there are about 72 errors in total, and it's completely unreadable. Moving on, the next text to review is a hard copy printout of the Wikipedia page on the kinetic Monte Carlo method. Words simply cannot describe how wonderful this piece of literature is. It is absolutely flawless, and will probably go down as one of mankind's greatest accomplishments. A definite must-read. Lastly, we have Numerical Methods for Chemical Engineering by Beers. To end the show, as usual, we'll look at some fan mail. Bill from Oregon writes, Dear Dr. Bratz, I love your book reviews, but why don't you ever review a book you've read? Thank you for your question, Bill. The answer is simple. Experts don't write textbooks.
With all of these world-class professors, it can get pretty intimidating.
If not for the TAs, I think we would be doomed.
Speak for the TAs, I think the numerical TAs are really good.
Ah, come on! It's gotta be the transport TAs.
Only there's a way to compare them objectively.
All right, now we welcome Pretender Verk for Who Wants to Be a Course 10 Millionaire?
Well, I'm just like Vanna White turning in the letters. Let's check on today's honest-to-God contestants as they honest-to-God prepare for the round. Here we have Shashank and Camille, the 1034 GAs. Next we have Carl and Tijan, the 1050 TAs. Finally we have Sven and Bomi, the 1040 TAs. Let's get the show started, shall we? Okay, excellent. Let's go on with the first problem du jour. This might not be a fair question to ask, but what's in this box? Oh, Bomi, what do you say?
Sven?
Well, we have to first take this black box here, and we need to, think about what's inside. So, and there's this grad student here. I don't know how he got into 110. He's stuck in there. He needs some help, but we'll ignore that. Just an engineering approximation. Now, how do we solve this? Well, we start at the first place any thermal question. First law.
So we can use the objective function to find local minimum.
Okay, guys, wait a second. What we really have here is something like this. Wait, what am I doing? Does anybody have a rubber? Can I just, thank you. Okay, so let me try this again. So first we have a happy curve. Whee! And then we have a sad curve. Whee! And right here, what we have is a global optimum, right? And so from this, what we can write is f of x star is equal to the second adjoint derivative of star. Now, I know what you're all thinking. This is a little murky and weird, but you guys all know what I'm saying, right? It's cute.
All right, let's keep on keeping on.
We're not geniuses like the Zant, so we can't solve any problems without writing steps down.
So we solve the problem in the black box using FFT. We start find a basis function for the problem. When we follow the 138 simple steps, we arrive at the solution here. You can check, and you will see this example.
I don't know, guys. We've been pretty harsh on the professors and TAs so far.
Yeah, I think we should tone down a little bit. And you haven't even taken the finals yet,
I think they can take it.
Right?
Right? Right? Right? Right? Right?
So now that we have all these ideas, I mean, how are we going to bring them together? We don't really have an ending for this.
Wait, I have an idea, guys. There was a time when I used to know, when I really considered myself a pro of the principles of chemical engineering. But then I came to MIT. I tried to scale and FFT, and it turns out I'm not the engineer I used to be. Now on top of that, I have to find an advisor I will spend the next 5 years of my time. Why does this feel a lot like getting married? Who will I choose? Who will it be? Will I pick Langer Love, Bazant, or Blankstein? Hell, I don't even know if I can get past transport with Dean. But now the semester comes to an end. We can finally go home and rest our heads. No more black boxes, similarity, or kinetic Monte Carlo. Now we have all the time we gave up. We can eat, sleep, drink. We could go to a pub. We literally have all the time in the world. Hallelujah. 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 Wait, winter qualls?